Shark Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, offer of which can be found on Amazon.com. And P.S. and by the way, check me out on Instagram, Sharp Game. And this video, man, I'm gonna talk about how to develop personal relationships. How you develop relationships and how to finesse relationships, how to get better at relationships. So I'm going to tell you what I've done over the past 10, 15 years. And, it's an ongoing experience, ongoing learning experience. The game don't stop as a lot of people say. So, you have to realize that there's a lot of different types of relationships. You got personal relationships, you got business relationships, you got client relationships, depending upon your job, or maybe you have a business or a side hustle. So there's a lot of different type of relationships. You have relationships with your coworkers, if you work a 9-to-5 job. Plus, you have personal relationships. You have your wife, your girlfriend, or your girlfriends, if you have more than one woman. And, you have relationships with people you might meet at the bar, at the clubs, the golf course, a country club, if you got a membership at the country club. So, there's different type of relationships. I say all of that to say is gotta, there's a lot of different relationships, and you have to be able to juggle them. Sometimes all at the same time. So, most people that I've met though, they usually have business relationships and personal relationships. And most of the time they don't intertwine. They don't integrate. If a woman has a personal relationship with you, that's usually what it's going to be like. It's never going to become a business relationship, or vice versa. Even if it's a guy, same thing. If a guy has a business relationship with you, you're probably never going to have a personal relationship with him. Like for example, if you might have a business relationship with a guy, and let's say he has a daughter, right? And he more than likely, if you was to see his daughter, and let's say he finds out that you approached his daughter at some place, you've seen her, and let's just say he finds out, 9 times out of 10, he would have a problem with you approaching his daughter, because he doesn't have a personal relationship with you. Y'all just have a business relationship, and so some people don't let the relationships overlap. It's just if y'all have let's say if y'all have a friendship, right? Say if you have a friendship with a woman, they put you in the friend zone. This is a good example, right? You're probably going to stay in that friend zone. You're probably never going to come out of that friend zone. It's going to take an act of God to get you out of that friend zone. If a woman puts you in the friend zone, so there's a lot of people out here that will say, nah, you can get out of the friend zone if a woman puts you in there. It's easy. All you have to do is change your habits, or change your way of being, or change the way you act. Yeah, but how much time do you really have to do all that? How much time are you going to take to do all that? Who has time for all that? I mean, you're better off just moving on. So I just think A lot of people say stuff, especially online, just because it sounds good, And you have to realize that your quality of life is going to be dependent upon the relationships that you make in your entire life. It's sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And it depends on the deals that you make amongst each other. And plus, the person that you are, is going to be dictated upon the quality of people that you meet as well. So, see, some people, like we put the cattle before the horse, or whatever some people say. Some people like everybody else to change around them, but they don't want to do the work to get better. They don't want to become the best version of themselves. And see, what happens is when that happens, if you want everybody else to change around you, you become a control freak. And then everyone is going to be, just putting on a front, putting on an act, So that doesn't really last too long. But see, if you get better as a person, if you work on yourself more than you expect other people to change around you, that'll last forever. What's up, Thomas? Said the best thing to do is to be yourself and not try to overdo it. Just be yourself, and if she likes you, everything will fall in place. If she stares acting different, then she's not the one. Yeah, you're right. No one can beat you at being yourself. That's a good point. No one can beat you at being yourself. So, see, when you try to be someone else, people pick up on that. Like almost immediately, people pick up on that. And plus, if you try to be someone else, you got to keep it going. You got to keep the act going. And then when you get exposed, game over. So that's just what that is. But another thing to keep in mind is you're only as strong as the people that you have around you. So if you got bottom feeders around you, or people that don't support you, people that are negative, and most people, unfortunately, are very negative. They really don't have any words of encouragement. Most people don't really have anyone around them to give them words of encouragement at all. Most of the people that they have around them are incompetent at best. But the dangerous part is they don't think so. They think they think that they're great. They think that they're, doing an exceptional job, because they have a job, they got a car, maybe they got a house, maybe they got a dog, a cat, maybe they got nice clothes, maybe they got a nice body. It's just the common man and common woman stuff, so they think they're great. They think they're doing something that nobody else has done or nobody else is doing, so these are the people that most people have around them. They basically are just, showing off. And it's like, hey, I'm better than you because I work at FedEx. And then when they lose their job, it's like, they don't know how to handle that. It's like the world is about to end. And then that brings them, they get their wake up call and brings them back down to reality. But why do you have to go through all that? Why can't people just be themselves? But it happens all the time, So these are the people that most people have around them, though. That's the thing, But these people are very negative. It's all about them, really. It's not really about building anything. This is why this is why a lot of people don't go very far in life and they don't do a whole lot. They don't accomplish a whole lot because they don't really have people around them that's ambitious and supportive. So if you're around somebody that's just not very supportive, you got to cut bait. You got to get rid of these people. You know, some people are just not going to support you in anything. Some people are just they just don't. I think some people just don't know how to. They don't know what support means. Some support to some people means that, hey, I paid your bill. I gave you a couple dollars, or they think support is just money, just giving money away. No, that's not support all the time. My money helps, but money only go but so far. Support means sometimes give a good word of encouragement. Support means sometimes just be there, just show up at the graduation, show up at the party, at the event. That's support. Support me, I got your back. Anything you need, call me. That's support. Support is not just giving a couple dollars and you haul ass. That's a lot of people think this. Support is like, hey, I can introduce you to somebody because you have some talent, and I feel that this guy or this girl can boost your career or boost your sales or whatever you have, whatever talent you have. So, this person can introduce you to somebody, and that's a sign of support. But a lot of people don't. I don't know. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they weren't raised. Maybe they're raised a certain type of way, or maybe they just don't care. Some people just don't care. And if you run into people that's like that, you gotta cut them people out of your life. You gotta get rid of some people, and you don't gotta be nasty about it either. You can be, you can be cordial about it. And then you got some people. You're gonna have to just stop taking their phone calls. You just got to be ruthless with some people. You got to be ruthless with your time. You don't got to be ruthless with them. You got to be ruthless with your time. Some people you might just have to just block their phone number and just keep it moving. Hopefully they don't know where you live. But hey, if that's the case, hey, you can always move. But you got to be ruthless with your time. There's certain people. I don't care what you need to talk about. You're just not going to be able to talk it out and come to a conclusion, a solution about anything when it comes to some people. Some people you talk to, it's like they just don't have empathy. They just don't have a sense of compassion for people. They feel entitled, because of they come from a different country or a certain type of family. Or they might even think they're better than you. In some cases, that happens a lot, especially here in America, because there's so many different people from all over the world that come here. People that come here, they think they're better than you because they're from another country, and you've been here all your life, and somehow they think they know the secret. They think they know something that you don't know, and you've been living here all your damn life for 35 years. And they've been here for 5-10 years, and now they feel like they can tell you what to do. They feel like they know something that you don't know, which don't make no sense. But a lot of people feel that way. I used to think that like a lot of these people knew everything, but no, that wasn't the case. What it is they think they knew. They thought they knew more than me. They didn't necessarily think they knew more than everybody else, because some people might have walked in the room, a certain type of person walked in the room, and then they become very submissive then. So I was like, oh, okay, I get it. You just think you know more than me, but you don't think you know more than him. So you just a little butt kisser, a lap dog. So you gotta watch people like that. And if you're around anyone like that, you can't trust people like that. You can't trust anybody that changes their whole demeanor, their whole attitude when somebody else walks into the room. You can't trust people like that. You can't. And I've been telling people this for years. You know, anyone that you're around and when someone else new walks into the room, somebody that they quote respect so much, you gotta, if they change the voice tone, change the whole demeanor and attitude around you when someone else come in the room like that, you cannot trust those people. And I've been telling people this for years. For years, man. You cannot trust those types of people. And I used to see this on jobs a lot. Because I had a lot of jobs in my lifetime. And I used to see it all the time. You know, the person that I had a pretty decent relationship with, you know, maybe we were talking and, you know, and then all of a sudden somebody new, maybe the supervisor or somebody walk in the room. It only got to be a supervisor. It can just be a random person, a person that we don't see very often. And it could be a new person too. But, you know, all of a sudden, the person that I'm talking to, they'll just change, they'll just transform all of a sudden. And then I'm looking like, what the heck is going on here? You know, I'm looking at them like, I feel like I don't even know this person now. You know, they just flip the script so quickly and rapidly. So I'm like, you know, how do I make sense of this? How do I you know, I didn't really know how to know what to say. You know, I've seen this happen many times. I mean, around other people, and you know, directly and indirectly, I should say. You know, but you know, you cannot trust people like that. You know, and you got to keep in mind that you're only as strong as the people you have around you. So the weak links or the people that you can't trust, or the flip floppers, they got to go. Kick bait, kick rocks, as some people say. You know, so you know that's just what it is. And I know sometimes it might be hard, especially if you live in a big city, because if you live in a big city, these towns are not really set up to support relationships, not at all, because it's just too many people in the same spot, all on top of each other, and it's kind of like speed dating. You know, everyone is just, you know, coming in, going through the pipeline so fast, you know, so it gets a little crazy. You know, maybe they are more cautious with their words around certain people. No, it's much more it's much bigger than that. You know, it's much more bigger than that. It wasn't the words that uh they changed their whole demeanor. It's much bigger than just words. And then when the person left the room, they relax. I have seen this many times. It's just not a one-time incident. Now, this is like I've seen this. My God, at this point, hundreds of times. Yeah, there are some people that are cautious with their words when certain people are around. Even I am, because you know some things I just don't want to reveal. But you know, and I don't necessarily see anything wrong with that. You know, I choose my words wisely anyway. But there's just some people when certain people come around, you know, they put on another face. You know, most people, they have 2, 3 different faces anyway. They have a face for the parents, have a face for the sisters and brothers, and they have a face for the cousins. And they have a face at the job. This is why I say it's different relationships that people have. You know, that's where it's like it's a side at work that if it's a wife or a spot or a husband, there's a side that they have at work they probably don't see at home. You know, more than likely. As a matter of fact, I was talking to somebody the other day, and he was saying that when his girlfriend comes home, he said he knows she has a different demeanor or a different way of being. And he said he knows when she goes to work that she's very submissive, you know. And I said, hey, I bet you if you had a camera, you'd be shocked at how she functioned at work. The PC culture creates anxiety and paranoia for many people. Really? Why you say that? BWR? Because what? They don't get out enough, or what? Or they keyboard happy, or what? Or they just don't know how to interact with people, or maybe they forgot how to interact with people. But if that's the case, if people have forgotten how to interact with people, because you've been interacting with people all your life, you've been dealing with people all your life on some level, even as a kid. So maybe the PC has people have forgotten how to interact with people and talk to people. It's possible because we're creatures of habit. So, you know, it's possible. But if that's the case, that's not good, you know, because if you're going to live on this planet, you're going to have to deal with people on some level, unless you're going to go out into the wilderness, you know, or, you know, go out into the boondocks in the mountains or something like that. And even out in the mountains, you still see somebody every once in a while. Or even out in the boondocks, you see somebody every once in a while. Or you got to deal with even if you're going to use the telephone, you got to interact with somebody indirectly or directly. You have to talk at some point in time. As an employee on the clock, they are afraid to express their true opinion due to fear of being fired. Well, of course, a lot of people are afraid. I'm not denying that at all. But that's a stressful way to live. You know, if you got to do that every day, think about it. If you're afraid to express yourself, being that you might get fired. So think about if you had to do that for 20, 30 years. Think about what would that do to you? Think about that. That's a very stressful way to live. 20, 30 years at a job like that. Or multiple jobs, I should say. Because in today's time, you're not going to be at one job for no 20, 30 years. Most people are not going to be able to pull that off anymore. Some, but not all. Not the majority. I've seen corporate meetings with 30 people, and when the Q&A comes up, no one says a word. Yeah, no one says a word because they're not supposed to. That's one of those hidden rules. I learned that the hard way when I used to work at Bank of America. I was at Bank of America one time at a meeting, and when they said, I think it was the manager said, "Hey, anybody got any questions?" And I raised my hand, and after the meeting, the manager pulled me to the side and like, "Hey, next time when they say, hey, if anyone have any questions, just say no." You know, so that's one of those hidden rules that I found out about. Just because they ask, that don't mean you're supposed to volunteer. Yeah, you know. So yeah, there's written rules and then there's hidden rules on a lot of these jobs. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. That's one reason why I've had so many jobs, especially in these offices, corporate offices. Because when I was in my early 20s, I thought it was all about um being productive, to be honest. And I found out after couple years, maybe a couple months, couple years, I found out that wasn't true. It's a different game when you work in a lot of these offices. It's not really about being productive. It's not about who's the best employee and all that crap. It's about not rocking the boat, go along to get along. Exactly. That's what it's about. Don't ruffle any feathers. Try to maintain your dignity as much as possible. you know, yeah, it's just a different game in a lot of these offices, man. It really is. As a matter of fact, um, sometimes the when a lot of these jobs, they have like after hour time, like going to the restaurant, or they'll have company outings and events. That stuff becomes a part of the job. You know, but that's a different game. A lot of these people that work at these companies, they don't want to go to these events, but they feel like they have to go. They feel like they're obligated to go, even though it's not written anywhere that it says they have to go, or it's not mandatory, but they feel like, I have to go because I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I don't want the boss or the supervisor to look down upon the actions that I've taken by not showing up or anything like that. So I'll just go anyway. And then I can take it a step further. Some women, men and women that I know personally, have done things sexually at work with people that they told me they didn't necessarily want to do, but they went along with it anyway because, like I said, they wanted to keep their job, for as long as they possibly could. So they thought if they didn't go along with the sexual endeavors, I should say, that maybe they wouldn't be working there very long. I know a lot of people that have told me that over the past, I don't know, 15, 20 years. So that happens, Like I said, that's that's more like that's a work relationship. Different type of relationships we have here, So I think it's just when I was younger, I didn't have anybody to tell me any of this. I thought work was just what it was, just work, just a work environment. But unfortunately, it doesn't work like that in most cases, because a lot of people, the job is their playground in most cases. The job is their playground. Most people, most women, I would say, don't necessarily get hired because of their job skills or the resume. A lot of women get hired based on how they look and how old they are. I mean, that's just what it is. And their attitudes, or maybe their charm or charisma, if they got them, or the way they look, the way they dress, nationality, all that comes into play. So the resume itself, is not, don't really have a lot of stock in a lot of these jobs. That's what the interview is for. The interview is just to get a feel for, what type of person you are. Are you an easygoing person? Is this person going to go along to get along? What's your personality like? You know, personality is very important. You know, just overall, really, because it's just some people, just some women. You know, I can just, being that I'm much older, there's some women, some people I know that I just can't get along with. And then again, there's some people that I know, very few people that I can just sit down with and just listen to them talk, and I say, hey, that person we'll get we can get along very well, you know, because you know it's really, I would say 3 to 4 different types of personalities really, you know, and just you know you can kind of and these people that work in HR, they already know all this. They already know all this. That's why they want you to come in, get a feel for which personality type you may be, and then they'll judge based on you know how you look, how you dress, your personality, your attitude, you know, and they'll make a decision based on all of that stuff, whether they want to hire you or not for these jobs. And you know, it had very little to do with the resume. That's why ultimately 90% of people get hired based on personality. 90%. And if you don't believe it, ask these people that do the hires in these HR. 90% of their decisions to hire someone is based on personality. No doubt about it. And that's why I've written about this many times. Your personality is your greatest asset. Yeah, that's your greatest asset. Because your personality, that could last forever. You don't even have to talk to have personality. Personality, that's just you give that off. Yeah, you give that off. I mean, a homeless guy can have personality. You know, heck, he don't got nothing to lose. You know, anybody can have a personality, but a lot of people don't. That's why a lot of people are not fun to be around. That you know, it's like some women. How many women have you ever met? Seems men judge due to merit, and women judge due to the way the person makes them feel. That's bad for the economy. That's bad for the economy. Hilarious. Yeah, you're right. Women do bait. Women, yeah, if you make a woman feel good about herself when she's around you, oh, she can't let you go. she's never gonna forget about you. Especially if you lay it down good in the sack. Forget about it. She ain't never gonna forget about you. Now she might not admit to it, but she ain't gonna forget. You know, that's just what it is. And see, once she can't go back, she can't go backwards after a good experience. She's gonna compare your experience with her to the next experience, but she can't go backwards. No, She's gonna have a hard time with that. No, you can't go backwards. HR has too much power. Yeah, they do. But they gave HR the power though. These companies gave HR the power. Yeah. See, after you give a woman a good experience, she can't go backwards. You know. I mean, once once a man makes a woman feel good about herself, a lot of times a lot of women like themselves better around men or probably around a group of people. They like themselves better around you. Once that happens, you can't go backwards. She might try, because I've seen women settle for a guy that they don't necessarily like being around, but she's miserable with this guy. She's just with this guy because he can provide. But she'll slide out every once in a while to be with that same group of people or a similar group of people or a similar person that gives her that feeling that she's alive, that she's, in demand, that she's wanted, that, she likes herself better. She feels good about herself when she's around you. So yeah, them relationships, it happens a lot. That's why a lot of women have a guy on the side. She has gotta have that feeling. That's just what it is. Welcome to America. But it happens in other countries too with other women. But I think one of the differences in America is there's a lot of smoke and mirrors over here. In these other countries, it's not a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's not. Things are just understood. But here in America, it's like a lot of smoke and mirrors. People will say things, that make it sound good. It's all about the image. It's all about the image that they want to project. But only problem with that is that stuff really don't have no legs, no foundation. And eventually it's going to crumble one day, and then the relationship is going to be over. And then you're going to move on to the next relationship. 9 times out of 10, they're going to do the same thing over again. And that's going to crumble. So hey, man, that's just what happens out here. That's just what happens, man. But if you don't know, no one's going to tell you what it really is out here. You're gonna walk around in the blind, go through all the trial and error. And then and once you have these, you're from Amsterdam. What time is it in Amsterdam? Jesus Christ. What time is it? It's late over there, right? Got to be late over there. Oh, it's just after midnight. Okay. I told my ex, who is in her 30s, that she should have some kids and forget about her career. She got pissed. Well, I'm not surprised, because the women put their careers before the family today. Family's not that important to women as much as it used to be. So I'm not surprised. What does she do for a living? Yeah, they've been tricked. You're right. What she do for a living? Banker? Man, it ain't that much. Ain't that much money in there in them banks, man. Yeah, she's been tricked, man. I used to work at the bank too. It ain't that much money in there. They don't pay out much money like that. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people think everybody that work at the bank, everybody that work at Bank of America make a lot of money. No. Security make more money than the average bank employee. A lot of people don't realize that. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Just like I said, it's crazy. And then a lot of these women will work at the bank for 10, 15 years, get laid off. Now all that hard work that they put in, that's gone. When they are in their 40s, the regret sets in. Yeah, a lot of them have regrets when they get in the 40s. Yeah, because a lot of them have basically destroyed the family structure, that was put in place. It was passed down, but they didn't want to do it. So they want to do their own thing. So they basically sacrifice the family for the job. It happens, man. But you gotta peep these women out early. Deep down, they want a happy family, but won't admit it. There's some of them are like that. They want the family, but they want to do it their way, whatever kind of way that is. And in most cases, it doesn't work the way they want it to work. Yeah, they want to reinvent the wheel, but it doesn't work like that. It's like, there's a lot of people just doing stuff without really putting a lot of thought into it. It doesn't work like that. You have to have a family structure. That's why you have to have standards. There's some things that's just not going to work because you have to think about the entire overall nature of relationships between men and women. Yin and the yang, as they say. Some people are trying to reinvent the wheel. They're going against nature. And whenever you go against nature, it's not going to work. And you might have a good run in the beginning, but ultimately it's going to crumble if you try to go against nature. Some dudes on YouTube say after 3 or 4 sexual partners, women cannot pair bond anymore. Really? I don't know about that. I'm not going to say Donovan Sharp. I don't know who that is. Donovan Sharp. I don't know who that is. I don't know about that. 3 or 4? That's all? That's all it takes is 3 or 4 guys? Partners for women? I don't know. I got to think about that. 10 to 20. I would say more than that. I would say more than 10 to 20. I would say it depends on the guy. It depends on the guy. Yeah. Because, some guys got that thunder. Thunder D. It really depends on the guy. And even if even that's a process. Because see, a guy has to have enough energy to penetrate that woman, to burn all that trash, all the baggage out of her. So, but even that's a process. Because I know some guys have completely turned women around completely. She's like a new person. It's like she's been reprogrammed. So it happens, but it's very rare. It's rare, but it happens. So I think that's a case by case basis. I don't see it. There's no absolutes. You know what I mean? Women like to get into relationships long term with men they don't even like. much. It's about the money, comfort, and security. Yep, no doubt about it. They get in a relationship with the safe guys. The guys that they can control most of the time. The guys that are just providers most of the time, but they don't enjoy being around these guys. So most women, they just settle, basically. Most women just settle. It's not like it's a secret or anything like that. That's just what it is today. Most women just settle. If, as a matter of fact, if you was to do a survey or a study, or maybe better yet, if you were to walk down in any major city and as a reporter and ask these people during lunchtime or whatever in any major city, and ask any married couple, well, not married couple, ask any married person, hey, if you was to ask them how they really felt, about their marriage or long-term relationship, or maybe they live together or whatever. If you ask them, say, hey, if you had money, would you still be in this relationship with this person? Most people, well, some people would lie too, but most people would say, hell no, I'll be gone. Even some married people. Even some married people would. I know some married people today. They said if they money was right, they'd get up out of the marriage. They haul ass. They won't submit to the alpha, so they settle. Power is more important. Yeah, that's true. Well, actually, wait a minute, BWR. They do submit to the alpha behind the scenes. They do submit to the alpha. They do submit. They submit behind closed doors. Yeah. They submit. Yeah, they submit all the time behind closed doors, man. Yeah. So, just like I say, a lot of women today, they'll settle for one guy and have relationships on the side, and I won't tell you. Well, no, of course they won't tell you. They won't tell you because they don't want to destroy their livelihood. But then you know what? You know what's funny? I'm not saying it's funny, but a lot of people have open relationships. Yeah, a lot of people have open relationships and everything is just understood. They don't necessarily have to talk about it. You just go out and do your thing and come back home. Or they're afraid of society viewing them as weak if they submit up. Yeah, nobody like being judged, especially women. So, some relationships are open. The two people involved have an understanding. Hey, don't tell me what you're gonna do. Don't tell me what you did. I don't want to know it. Just go out and do your thing, have a good time, and come back home. So there's a lot of couples out there like that. A lot of them. I met a lot of married women that were like that. It's like I asked them. I said, hey, some of these women have been married 15, 20, 30 years. And I asked them, hey, what's your secret? How'd you been able to sustain a marriage for all these years? She was like, she's like, when I leave, I see you when I get back. Yeah, that was her exact words. So, see, well, you can, I guess. I don't know how. You can see it that way. I guess you can see it that way. But maybe it's in their nature to be this way. You can see it that way too. See, I think it's in their nature to be this way. Now, I don't necessarily think every woman does take the same action or practice the same habits, but I think it's in their nature to be this way. That's what I think. I don't, I haven't seen women. I don't think women are angels out here. They're not. Because I've met a lot of women over the years. They're not angels. They're not who I thought they was when I was growing up as a little boy and as a teenager. Women are not like that. I had my own perceptions of women when I was young, 17, 18, 21, whatever. And I got a wake-up call. It's just not like that. It's not the way I thought it was when I was growing up. I think we all have a perception of women in our lives, whether it's our aunt, our mother, sister, cousin. We see them in a certain light. We see them in a certain way. We can't imagine what our sister, what our mom, what our aunts, what they've done or what they're probably doing today. We don't want to, as guys, we don't want to think about that because that's the relationship we have with them, and the relationship we have with our with other women is different than we have with our family. And this is why this is why us guys, we have a hard time seeing women the way they really are and not the way we want them to be. That's, it's tough. It's not easy. I cannot accept the lies. Well, the lies work better, though. The lies work better. Women know this. That's why women lie, because the lies work better. See, some people say they can't accept the lies, and some people say they can't. Just tell me the truth. And when you tell them the truth, they go off. The truth is hard, man. Let's just be honest. The truth is hard. The truth is tough. It's even tough for me sometimes. But hey, man, that comes with being a man. I mean, no one ever said life was easy. Whoever said life was easy? Whoever said decisions that you make would be easy? That's just what it is, man. You don't necessarily have to accept it, but you gotta see it for what it is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that women do and a lot of stuff that they say. I totally disagree. Totally disagree. But, what I'm going to do? Well, I'm going to stop talking to all the women on the planet? Because I don't like something that they do. Jesus said his yoke is easy. Jesus said that? I don't know. Okay, what is that? Jesus Tasha, our message retracted. I don't know. Jesus said the yoke is easy. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that women say and a lot of stuff that they do. I totally disagree, but what you gonna do, man? What you gonna do? Be gay? I don't think so. Definitely ain't doing that. I ain't never doing that. Are you gonna go MGTOW? I'm definitely ain't doing that. Exactly. Hell no. You gonna go be sexless? Why? Why do I want to do that? That don't make no sense. Exactly. So, man, best you can do is just become the best person you can be and just learn and live your life. That's all you can do. I mean, you're gonna make mistakes every once in a while. Everybody does, even me. I mean, some people will say the the more you know, the more you know, the more you grow. That's true, but that don't mean you don't make mistakes. You're still gonna make mistakes regardless. That's just a part of life, man. But if you're not making mistakes from time to time, you ain't growing. Some people think it's cute. Some people think I hate people bragging about how they haven't made many mistakes, and I'm like, well, if you ain't making mistakes, you ain't growing. You ain't doing enough. If you ain't making mistakes, Paul wrote, if you are married, live as if you aren't married. True mistakes come. Paul who? Paul in the Bible? You talking about Paul in the Bible? Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that statement. Yeah, just because, a lot of guys, well, it's a lot of people. They get married. When they get married, they act like it's over. Life is over. They get complacent. They become very stagnant, very bored. That's not living. That's just existing. Just because you get married and have kids, that don't mean you're supposed to stop living. A lot of people get married, they don't have no ambition. And even if they had ambition, they stopped. They just work a job and back home. That ain't living, man. That's not living. Some people live their whole life, 50, 60, 70 years. And when it's time for them to go, they haven't done very much. They haven't even tried. Now, there's some people that tried and shit just didn't work out. And hey, that's unfortunate because sometimes you can try and try. You can do the right things and still don't work out. But hey, at least they tried. But you got some people, they don't even try, man. They don't do anything. They don't even try. They just, you know, they just want to just follow what everyone else is doing. Like sheep, the sheeple. And a lot of people, they have no friends. And then and this is why a lot of women, especially, I've met, had no friends, and they wanted me to be their everything. They wanted me to be their friend, their lover, eventually the husband. But they had no friends. They had no life. That's too much to put on one person. Really. That's too much to put on one person. I mean, if you invite anyone in your life, you have to have your own life. You have to have something going on for yourself. You have to. That's a lot of pressure. What's up? Get it all TV. Appreciate it. Yeah, you have to have your own life before you invite anyone else in. That's a lot of pressure to put on someone. You want this person to be your everything, be there, your beg and call, and maybe this person had their own life before they invited you in, and now you want this person to drop what they're doing to give you some attention as much as possible. It doesn't work like that. Because I believe that no man should give up their purpose in life. to be with a woman. I mean, and the reason why I say that is because if you stop doing what you're doing, your life work, especially, if you stop doing what you're doing to be with this woman, or you drop change or whatever, if you do that, you're going to resent her in the end. Plus, she might end up leaving you. What's up, Get It All TV? Plus, she's going to leave you. She's either going to leave you, and then when she leaves you, you're going to resent her. You're going to look back, I shouldn't have never done this, should have never done that. And how many times have we heard stories like that? So never give up your purpose. Never stop what you're doing. So some woman can, be the center of attention in your world. Don't do that. That's a big mistake. So look at Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's a good example. You had two people, that they had their own lives and they built something together, and it came together gradually, slowly, years. And all of a sudden, boom, we found out that they're dating. But they built that relationship for years in advance. I mean, you guys might have your opinion about Jay-Z, about Beyonce together, but if you put that to the side, they built that relationship for years. When Beyonce was young, before she went solo, they met each other, built their relationship, then they ended up together. So you got two people, had their own lives, came together, and now they got a dynasty together. That's a good example. It don't get no better than that. It don't, man. You can do the same thing. I mean, you don't gotta be a celebrity. You can't be Beyonce and Jay-Z. You can't be like that. You can't be like them. It's hard being like them. The Bible says, after marrying a man, she'll stay home a year to make her be not going out for army. I never read that. I never read that, but check out your channel. What's your channel? Get All is Get All TV? What's your channel about? Get It All TV. What's it about? Yeah, what is it? Tell me what's it about. What you focus on? Then let me get it. New international. If a man has recently divorced, he must not be sent to war or have any duty laid on him. For 1 year, he is to be free, stay at home. Oh, okay, gotcha. Relationship? How long you had your channel? Doesn't relate to 2018. Yeah. You're right about that. BWR. That doesn't relate. 2 years. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't relate to 2018. This is a new this is a new time today. We're in a Kabbalistic society. So, the Holy Scriptures are the Holy Scriptures are forever. The Hilarious. Yeah, see, we're in a capitalistic society today, and let's just be honest. Most people, most of the women that you're gonna meet, they ain't into no religion, they ain't into no Bible. So that's just we gotta be real with that. They ain't following no scripture. How you gonna take a year off? We ain't dealing with Bible thumpers here. God make religious relationships work. Okay. Yeah, we're in a new time today, man. New day, new time, new it's, some trying times for a lot of guys and girls, a lot of men and women. The struggle is real out here. Man, some white American people are trash. Okay. Maybe the promiscuous has reached its boiling point. No, it hasn't. BWR, it can get worse. Trust me. Yeah, women being promiscuous, it can get worse. Trust me. But in any society, you can't really have women out here willy nilly, out here loose like a loose cannon. There's some women are loose like a loose cannon, but you can't have the majority of women doing that. You can't be like that. That's bad for business. So it can get worse. It can get worse, Most of the women that are loose are usually in the big cities. Yeah, if you really think about it, a lot of women that's in the small towns, they're not really loose like that. Black culture is the best. Okay. See, a lot of women in these small towns, they're not trying to be loose like that because the word really gets around pretty fast. And they don't want to be judged. Stop, divide, and conquer. Oh, I know what man done. Yeah, y'all give me a thumbs up. Yeah, hey, where y'all from? I'm just curious. Sodom and Gomorrah. Yep. Tennessee? What part of Tennessee? Bermuda. Never been to Bermuda. Seattle. I like Seattle. I've been to Seattle a couple times. Jackson? Where is that? I've been to Seattle a couple times, man. Seattle is a very interesting city. Very interesting city. I'm telling you. You're born and raised in Seattle? Yeah, Seattle's a very interesting city, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, my cousin used to live in Seattle. He used to play football for Seattle back in the day. This before Seattle, they weren't no good back then when he used to play for them. 70 miles from Memphis. Okay. That's the what? Yeah, Seattle. Yeah, I was. Yeah, Seattle's a liberal town. Yeah, most definitely. You know what's fun? Seattle was the first town I ever went to where white women approached me. The first town in my entire life. White women would approach you in Seattle. I said, damn. Are you from Memphis? Okay. Yeah, Seattle's a very interesting town, man. It's a different what's up, Cosmic Warrior? Lots of strip clubs and weed stores. Oh, they got a lot of strip clubs in Seattle now? It didn't used to be like that. Yeah, I know the weed is legal in Seattle. So I'm not surprised. I bet you they're making millions of dollars with weed stores in Washington State, in Colorado. Real estate getting way too expensive. Well, yeah, I mean it was expensive when I used to come to Seattle, so I can imagine how it is now. Average home 1 million. God damn. Yeah, it's rise up pretty. It's rise up some there since I left. Since I stopped coming there. I haven't been to Seattle in about 10 years now. 10 years ago, the last time I've been there. I was home, yeah, you know. So what's the vibe? What's the dating scene like in Seattle today? I know it had to change some. Can't be the same. Is it? Why is it bad? Yeah, I kept in touch with a girl in Seattle a couple years ago. She was begging me to come to Seattle, but that's kind of far, man. That's kind of man. You gotta catch a plane cross country. I mean, man, I don't know. Man. I told her I don't know when I'm gonna be able to come. But hard to explain. Lots of trash on apps. They want money. Yeah, you know. Yeah, this woman I know live in Seattle. I told her I don't know when I'm gonna be able to come up there, but so I kind of stopped talking to her. Really, she was cool as hell though. She was cool as hell. She was thirsty. She wanted me to. She wanted to do something. She wanted a one-on-one with the brother. So I think she got a little impatient. She's like, I'm done with you. Like you said, yeah, settle for the beta, man, screw the alpha and yeah, that's starting to be that's pretty common today, BWR. That's pretty common. I mean, if a woman can find an alpha guy that she can settle down, I don't like using that word alpha, to be honest. But if a woman can get the provider out of the alpha type dude, boy, that's like a dream come true, boy. Woo wee, man. She'll be bragging to all her friends about this. Woo wee, boy. But it usually doesn't happen like that. Because what happens is, once a woman figures out that the guy's very masculine, I mean, they don't even really be thinking about no relationship with most of those guys. They just be thinking about getting down and dirty. So they don't the relationship aspect, they think about that later. They're trying to see what the guy got first in the sack. Then she'll get hooked. And then that's when she start contemplating about if he's available or not. And plus, another thing that turns a lot of women off from being in a relationship with alpha type dudes or the masculine type dudes is the women know that these guys are in demand. Women know that these guys, women are going to be getting at these guys. So, she ain't really feeling the competition like that. So that's another thing that have women second guessing to being with masculine type dudes. She can't control him. Plus, these other women are getting at him. So how is the masculine man supposed to get arrested? You got to lead these women. Basically, tell them what you got going on. I do it all the time. But a lot of these women, they're gonna come in and they're gonna leave. That's just what it is. But you don't gotta have just one woman though. That's the thing. You can have two women, 3 tops. I can't do no more than 3. I can't do it. That anything over 3, that's too much for me to handle. I mean, I only have a certain amount of time anyway. You just gotta lead, man. Really, and manage your time and be on your purpose. Kings and priests. Man, that's not true, man. That ain't true. That ain't true, man. The kings and priests, they ain't got no one woman. No. Please. That's the image that they put out there. Deacons, man, that's the image that they put out there, deacons and ministers. They're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing like most of these women are doing. Yeah, it is written, but that don't mean that they're following what's in the scripture. There's a lot of stuff that's written in the Bible that most people don't follow. There's a lot of stuff written in a lot of these holy books that most people are not following. As a matter, you know what? You know what's funny? If most people followed what was in the Bible, if most people followed what was in the Quran, if most people followed what was in most of these holy books, there's a lot of them. But if most people followed what was in these books, I think the world would be a much better place socially. Wouldn't be a lot of war and fighting and drugs and alcohol abuse, and people would treat each other better. It would. Yeah, I think the world would be a better place. I don't think it would be perfect. It wouldn't be a perfect world, but I think it would be much better than it is today. No doubt about it. I mean, take a look at what's going on out here. People are fighting, killing. People, males and females, the sexes, they just don't get along in most cases. What's the point of college anymore? That's a good question. But when it comes to college, college is just more of it's people like it's more of a social aspect today more than anything. It's more a networking thing today. Networking today more than anything. Do you believe in certain religion? No, I don't get in that religion, Jude. I don't. What's up, Jude? I don't get in that religion. No religion. I ain't got time for all that. But I don't judge anybody that's involved in any type of religion, though. Different stroke for different folks. Yeah, God is bigger than religion. Yeah, God is bigger than religion. Religion is a man-made construct. That's all it is. You know. But you know what? Religion can be used for good. It can be used for good. It can be used to move people forward. It can be used to start a movement. So I don't think religion is bad. It can be used for bad. You know, do you send social engineering in relationships? Of course. It's social engineering in relationships. Yeah, it is a double-edged sword tool. Yeah, there's social engineering in relationships. Yeah. You know, it's like that here in America. It's like that everywhere, really. Everywhere I've been, anyway. There's social engineering that's going on. And that's where the laws and public policies come into play at. And the propaganda, the news, the movies, shows, cable television, advertising, marketing. That's all part of social engineering. Yeah. It's all part of social engineering, man. Oh, the latest trends in society, clothing, music, hip hop, pop, reggae. Like you go to some country, if you go to some place like Toronto, you're gonna hear more reggae in the clubs more than anything else. There's a reason for that. That's not by chance. That's not by luck. You know, if you're in the South, you're gonna hear more Southern music than music from up north or out west. If you go out west, you're gonna hear more music on the West Coast. If you go to Miami, you're gonna hear music that's in the Miami area or South Florida area. That's not by luck. Maybe population control, aesthetics, training, and game promotion. Yeah, all of that. There's no such thing as nothing happens by chance here in this country. Nothing happens by chance nowhere. No country I've ever been to, nothing happens by luck. Or it's not like no coincidence that things happen the way they do. It doesn't work like that. Of course they want to destroy the family. You know why? Because it's all about the money. Because you have to understand that marriages wasn't for the common man and common woman in the first place. So if you get married to the state, you're playing a losing game. It was already set up for you to lose in the first place. And you don't have to get married to the state. You don't have to do it that way. You can just write up a contract and put everything down on paper and come to an agreement. But people don't do it that way because they want the wedding ceremony. They want to show off in front of all their friends. Lots of tools working against us when it comes to getting laid. When it comes to getting laid, man, getting laid is easy, man. At this point, getting laid is easy. It really is. Hey, hold on for a second. I'll be back. I'm back. So that's quality of lay. Well, the quality of lay, you don't really know how that's gonna be until you test it out. I mean, best you can do is put yourself around the best people you can as possible. That's why the best thing you can do is become the best person you can be. Because you're gonna give the vibe off, you're gonna give that energy off. Maybe it's because every man seems to have the same goal. Same goal for what? I have been watching your videos since 2016. At the time, you were doing very profound videos about depression, the non-whites experience in the U.S. Unfortunately, you stopped talking about this stuff. Yeah, because I was targeted by YouTube. They stopped showing my videos like that. So, plus I got 2 strikes. The 3rd strike, they delete your account. So that's why I stopped talking about. I got videos like that, but they're private. I have way more friends whose only goal every weekend is to get laid rather than anything. Cosmic Warrior, that's the average, bro. That's the average guy. That's the average guy is like that. The average guy that I know, and I know a lot of guys. The average guy is looking forward to the weekend. No other goal matters. I think a lot of guys, I was really enjoying those videos. Yeah, I was too. You're not the only one that enjoyed the videos, but you know, I just start doing stuff now that I take a lot of questions, more questions today than anything else. I was really yeah, Cosmic Warrior. Most guys they don't really have I think a lot of guys they're going at it by themselves today. They don't guys don't come together as much as they used to. So they don't believe in the possibilities of doing anything else outside of where they live at. That has a lot to do with it. And then you gotta look who they have around them too. I'm gonna listen to some music. Thanks for the support, but all right, peace out, man. If you want a good relationship, you are ashamed. It's all about numbers, busting the nuts. They strike this channel. You don't bash any. Yeah, I don't bash anybody. Yeah, but yeah, I got at one point I got 2 strikes. This was last year. Yeah, during the holidays is when it happened. But you're right, I don't bash anybody. I don't call anybody's names, anything like that. But obviously YouTube didn't approve of a lot of my videos. So, I still talk about some of the same stuff, but you know, the I probably got more private videos than recently than anything else. That's at my Patreon. That's where those videos at, most of them. Where I go in like greater details about stuff that happens recently, in society and stuff like that. I heard a person who created YouTube was a feminist, which is why certain channels are targeted and why certain opposite channels get away with anything they want. I don't know. You might be right, man. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even know it was a woman. To be honest, I thought it was a guy. Susan Sheila, censorship outfit. Oh, I didn't even know it was a woman. She on YouTube to be the new Netflix. Well, okay. That's why they got YouTube Red, I guess. That's where they're going with it. But there's a double standard online too. Some people can say what they want to say, and they never get, nothing ever happens to them. He doesn't like men talking. Maybe there's some videos that I see online. People are just doing anything. They got the guns in the videos and all that stuff. Whatever they say, anything. They got taking the guns apart in the videos, doing whatever, pointing it everywhere. I haven't done any of that. Not even remotely close to that. They're calling people names. I'm calling people names directly, calling names out. I've never done any of that stuff. So there's a double standard online too. Unfortunately, it's a double standards everywhere. That's why I like print. That's why I like books, because I can write what I want in my own book. And no one can do anything about that because I wrote it in my own book. You see what I'm saying? See, if you don't own it, it ain't really much you can do. If you're on somebody else's platform, if they change the rules, hey, either you're in or you're out. That's how that is. Exactly. U.S. Life Story. Yeah. That's why I got my own blog and I got my own books. Yeah, YouTube used to be better. YouTube now is very conservative, But there's always exceptions to the rule, though. Some people can say and do whatever. Well, that's just what it is, though. That's why I got my own book, my own blog. Like some of the stuff, the majority of stuff that's in my book, I never talk about on here. I never talk about. Like never, because I know stuff that I've written, it wouldn't last here very long. They'd delete the video. Yeah, it is a breakthrough. A lot of people have said that, Drew. A lot of people have told me that. A lot of people have told me that to my face. Not only online. They told me that to my face. All I did basically was wrote the book that I wish I had when I was in my 20s. That's all I did, basically. And I'm coming out with a new book. Probably the end of this year. It's not gonna be as long as the last one though. It's gonna be a little shorter. Probably less than 100 pages. Yeah, I'll have it in digital. Yeah, I mean, I got every book I come out with is in digital. Yeah, all of them in digital format and paperback. Yeah, and some dated and some. Yeah, all my books in digital. Oh, are you talking about you? When you said digital, you talking about what? Ebook or audio? Cosmic Warrior. Yeah, it's gonna be like confessions. Yeah, I would have bought it ebook instead. Yeah, I got the ebook version. Yeah, I got ebook and paperback version. Yeah, I know some people like the ebook version because you get that instantly. You don't have to wait for shipping anything like that. I get it. So you buy a lot of books, just like me. Yeah, I got like shit. I got 3 bookshelves in here, man. It's crazy. It's all good though. You know. I just don't like when it's time to move. When it's time to move, it's too many damn books in here. What's up? So I'm trying to get like you shot. You trying to get like me? What do you mean? You should be better than me. Plus books about dating attracts the eyes. I guess. I bet it will be so interesting. Judging a book by its cover. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it interesting. I do my best. When I put a lot, I put a lot into when I stuff that I write. I put a lot into it, man. I put a lot of thought into it. I gotta I gotta go into a zone when I write. No, I don't got no library, but I got a library of books. No doubt about it. I need a library. I think when I move back home someday, I'm gonna move back home in the next couple of years. And I'll build me a library specifically for all my books. I cannot wait for buying it. Do you have over 100 books? Oh yeah, I got over 100 books. I got about shit. I got about 500 books, at least 500. Yeah, at least 500, man. Plus, I got a lot of CDs too, CDs and CDs and DVDs too. Yeah, it's a lot, man. I'm telling you, when it's time to move, this is I like. I just pay people to help me move now. It's just I can't handle it. Yeah, books is real wealth. Yeah, that's where you really find stuff that you really need to know is going to be. They put it in a book. How does one store that much information? You talking about me personally? Well, it's like this. This is how I see it. As long as I get one good idea out of every book that I read, I'm good with that. You know, I'm not trying to uh I'm not trying to get everything out of the damn book. I just want one big idea. That's it. If I get one big idea out of every book that I read or every audio that I've listened to, I'm cool with that. But 9 times out of 10, I'll have stuff highlighted that I read, or I'll write stuff down if I'm listening to audio, you know. That's how that works, you know. See, I listen to a lot of audio in my car. You know, I don't listen to the radio in my car because the radio's horrible. You know, I just listen to audio. They say if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. Yeah, that's that old bullshit saying, man. You know, that's not necessarily true today. Maybe that used to be that way. I don't know. I wasn't born back then. You know, but that's a bunch of crap. I buy certain books in case the government takes certain books off the market and burns them to control people. Yeah, me too, Cosmic Warriors. There's certain books I want it in paperback or hardcover. Certain books I don't want it in digital because of what you said. You know, most black people don't read. I think at this point, man, most people don't read. At this point, I think a lot of people, man, don't have time to read. They're too busy being busy. You know, it's like, you have to understand, most people don't do stuff until they have to do it. See, when I got started buying books, I had to learn how to earn more money, earn more revenue at the time. And this was like 15 years ago. See, I didn't have the money to go to a conference or go to a seminar 15 years ago. So the next convenient way was to learn through a book. That's it, man. So you learn by reading, doing, you know. We really learn by doing shit. You know, but I could not go to a conference at the time. I didn't have the time. I had a full-time job. So I just started buying books. By the way, my cousin is leaving Japan next. Oh, your cousin leaving? You can't take no more Japan, huh? Fucking seminars are really expensive. Yeah, some seminars are expensive, but there's some of them that's worth the price, though. There's very few, but some are worth the price. Because what happens is the people that show up there, you know, the deals are being made at these seminars. So you cannot. It's very difficult to make deals over the internet or through email. You know, so that, you know, if you get to know someone in person over a couple of days, sky's the limit, man. So that's why I go to seminars and conferences today. Even if I have to fly up north or cross country, and if I think it's worth it, I'll go. If I think the right people are going to be in the room. So is your cousin, is he getting a divorce from his wife or what? Jude, is he getting a divorce from his wife? $200 isn't worth it. Oh, that's all right. It's like $200. $200 ain't worth it. Damn, man. Cousin Warrior, you not worth $200. Come on, man. I think you're worth more than $200, my man. You don't know what's gonna happen until you get there. These celebrities, man, celebrities ain't worth a nickel, man. I've met a lot of celebrities in my life. These celebrities ain't worth a nickel, man. You'd be better off not meeting no celebrity, to be honest. These celebrities ain't worth a nickel, man. It's like, well, I'm just talking about them as a person. Forget the class. Not just for 2 hours. No, I'm not talking not for 2 hours. I'm talking like 2 to 3 days. A seminar for like 2 or 3 days. Or maybe 4 days. But the average seminar is usually 2 to 3 days. He will leave her there. He told her that she want to be with him. She got to leave Japan. So what did she say when he told her that? Oh, you okay, Cousin War? You just talking about a class? Okay, $200 for the class, a 2-hour class. I don't know that much. I don't know. I've never done that before, Cosmic Warrior. I never took a class for $200. But I've paid $200 for seminars. 2 to 3 days. I've done that a few times. So, what do you think about Tinder? What I think about Tinder? I don't really think anything about Tinder. It's just an app that you scroll down and you look at pictures you like. If you don't like them, you swipe left or right. I don't know. Really, I just think it's a joke. Kind of. She's kind of hesitant. Oh, she's hesitant, huh? I can see why she'd be hesitant. She probably don't know what she's going to do. Stay in Japan or come? She's leaving Japan to come to America. Oh my goodness. She don't know what to do. Hey, how old is she? You've been in Japan her whole life, and you taking me from my country? I have a lot of pride in Japan. 32? Oh, she's kind of young compared to American standards. She's young. But in Japan standards, she's old. 32 is old in Japan. How long have you been married? Two. Everybody, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. She's silly. Why you say she's silly? I always automatically thumbs up. Oh, appreciate that, Cosmic Warrior. If I were in her shoes, so to speak, I will not stay in a tough place like Japan. Well, that's where she from, though. That's all she knows. She don't know nothing else. More than likely, she might have heard some other places, but if you've been living someplace all your life, you don't know anything else. Is she a good-looking girl or what? I'm just curious, man. How she look? I know you probably don't like you. Maybe you don't look at your man, your cousin, girl, woman like that. But I'm just saying, she's average. Okay, gotcha. You need to be honest. At least that is my opinion. Yeah, that is your opinion. Yeah. Happy Station. Happy Station, where you from? Alabama. But soon to be in Texas in 6 months. The beauty is in the very subjective. Yeah, beauty is subjective. You're right about that. It is. That's why I said beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's fucked up out here. What, in Alabama? What part? What part of Alabama you live in? And where you going at in Texas? What part of Texas? I guess Texas would probably have a better experience in Texas than Alabama. I would think. Birmingham, they still got the slave plantation out here, man. Yeah, I heard about it. And they use it as like a tourist area, right? Double standards off chain. There's double standards everywhere, man. And Asians are basically white out here. Yeah, of course. What you got? What you got? Koreans out there or what? Chinese and Korean? Yeah, yeah. Most that's pretty standard for Chinese and Koreans here in America. Yeah, there's some Japanese out there. I didn't know that. Where they, where they work? Where the Japanese people work at out there? UAB hospital. Okay, UAB college campus. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Japanese people work at the hospital and college. Interesting. They live high on the hog at then Villa. Oh. Hoover too. Really? Are they from that area, or they moved there from someplace else? The older people, older Japanese people, or younger? I think most traveled here. Really? Interesting. I'm surprised Japanese people would be in an area like Alabama, Birmingham. I'm surprised. Huh. I know there's a lot of Japanese people here where I'm at. A lot of them. They're all over the place, though. They're scattered all over the place. You don't see them very often, but they're here. They're all over the place. All over Georgia. To be honest with you, the U.S. is a cool place to live and for the white folks, but for the rest of it, it's a piece of shit, especially for the males. Yeah, it's a tough place, man. It's a tough place to live for some of us. For the majority of us, it's tough, man. Because it's tough, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, can't make it on the west, east coast, come down south. Yeah, well, that goes for everybody. That goes for everybody. Happy Station. A lot of them that lived in New York, they come down here to Georgia. So it's better to live this way. Well, they moved because the price, they got pushed out by the prices in New York and Boston and Philly and where else? DC, Virginia. They got pushed out by the prices. So they'll come here, the cost of living is much less than living in New York City. What do you think about Asians complaining about the bamboo ceiling they have close to the whites had? What I think about them complaining? I don't know. I never hear them complain very, very much. Really. They, if they complain, I don't know. Well, I don't know, really. What they gonna do about it? That's what I always say. Only on YouTube. Oh, I don't be listening to them on YouTube. No, I don't listen to a lot of people on YouTube. In real life, they believe in suffering in silence. Yeah, they do believe suffering in silence. Yep, you're right about that. They put on a good face. Matter of fact, if you start talking about some type of issue that you got around them, they'll be looking at you like, what's your problem? Would that work for Mac? Nope. That don't really work for anybody. It's only a matter if you try to suffer. If you suffer in silence long enough, eventually you're gonna crack. They say pressure busts pipes. So that don't work anyway. What disrespect is blatant towards who? Well, everybody disrespects us, man. And people look. This is how the real world works out here. People disrespect people because they know you can't do nothing about it. That's how the real world works out here. People disrespect people, or it might disrespect someone directly because they know you're not gonna. They know you're not gonna be able to do anything about it. That's how it really works. And a picture demands attention. That's how it works out here. There's certain, if you really pay attention in this society, even online, there's certain people, certain individuals, people never mention. They never say anything bad about at all, period. Because they know what's going to happen to them. They got people fear certain people in this society. Everything based on consequences. Exactly. Everything is based on consequences. That's why certain people you never see on, if you look at the news, Fox News, CNN, all these channels, I don't care. Certain people never say anything about certain families, certain individuals. They never get talked about. They act like they don't exist because they know what's going to happen to them. They're going to be floating in a river. They're going to be fired, and they're going to be floating in a river in the next couple of months. See, people know this. They know what time it is. That's why they don't run their mouth. Yeah, just like the CDC doctor. Yeah, he knew something, and he started talking about it, and someone didn't like it. So someone said, "Hey, he got to go." See, this is how the real world works. Through power. That's how the real world works out here. This ain't no damn game show or no movie. So whenever you out here in this world navigating, you gotta always keep that in mind. There's a lot of people that just talking. They're gonna just talk your head off all day long, talking about how bad they've been mistreated and how, how they can't stand, this person. They're just doing a bunch of talking, but they're not gonna be able to do anything about it. They're not gonna even try to do anything about it. Yeah, money is just to keep score. Money is just a starting point. That's all it is. That's all money is. But money only go but so far. Yeah, I haven't. Well, you might have a point there, Happy Station. How is the key here? Well, is power a key ingredient to happiness? Yeah, I would agree with that. What's more important than anything, you have to be is it's always good to control as much aspect of your life as much as possible. Control your environment, control your household, control what decisions you're going to make. That's in the best interest of you. That's why I always say get the money. Make as much money as you want because the money gives you options. Trade war? I don't know. You just gotta wait and see. You just gotta wait and see. And how do you think it's going to affect Japan? Japan will only go as far as the U.S. goes. Japan is going to follow what the U.S. does over here. That's the way it's been since they surrendered. I mean, you can have kids if you want. If you find somebody that's that you can trust, you know. I mean that I know that's easier said than done. It's hard. It's hard to trust today. You know, I get it. You know, but all you have is time. In situations like that, where it's hard to trust somebody, you know, getting to know people, it takes time. So all you have is time. Time will tell everything. Yeah, you know. Canada, uh, I don't know. I don't know if Canada's better than that. To be honest, some of the same stuff is going on in Canada is going on here. Some of the same stuff going on here is going on in Canada. So I don't know if Canada's better. You might have a better experience. I don't know, man. I think that's more of a. I don't know. I never lived in Canada, so I don't know. Really, I trust that a woman will leave as soon as shit is finished. Well, women are taught to leave once things start to get a little rocky. She's automatically going to look for other options. That's the problem that a lot of women, a mistake that a lot of women make. Because see, when things start to get a little rocky, they're looking for other options, and then they'll bail out, and then the plane finally lands correctly, and by that time the guy's already with another woman. So the other woman gets all the benefits now, and now the woman that leaves, she's all upset now. So see, a lot of women lose because they bail out too fast. Latinos in California are too stupid to realize people are moving away from them. Really? They don't realize that? Women have way too many options. You're right, they do have too many options. But Latinos, that's the majority in the LA area, right? Happy Station. Why do you think honey black California is going to solve it? Who who thinks that? The Latinos think that? That pushing the blacks out of California is going to solve the problem? It's not too many blacks in LA the way it used to be. They are the reason inflation is so high because they get welfare for everything. Well, yeah, yep, that's true. You know, they don't have enough tax money coming in. Yeah, they do have a big population. They really do think that what? Because the cost of living is so high in LA, man. I don't know how anybody live over there. If you ain't rich, I don't know. I can't do it. They really do think when they are more around us. Why do they think that? Why do they think we're why do they? I mean, that's the trick. Why do they think that? Oh, they had that mentality. Okay, I got you. Yeah. And they done tricked them. Well, a lot of people that come over here from these other countries, you know, they drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah, I heard about this the census. Yeah. A lot of them do that. They're trying to get them benefits. They're trying to get them unearned benefits. Yeah, that's why they do that. Well, it's been real, guys. I've been rocking and rolling for a little over 2 hours. So hey, yeah, I'm about to sign off. Hey, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Where do you think this economy headed? I don't know where it's headed at, Happy Nation. We gotta give it time. Only time will tell. So give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.